Emotional safety versus emotional comfort versus emotional connection. Labeling your partner, and I'm gonna go with narcissist. Submitting to your husband. Triggers versus cognitive distortions, guys. Ooh, this might trigger you and put you into your own distortion. 90% of marriages fail. Emotional safety versus emotional comfort versus emotional connection. Let's know the difference. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys.
Comfort, connection. Okay, got it.
Safety, comfort, connection. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys, where we are real, raw, uncensored, and anointed. Real quick, a side note on that. You know, the amount of people that are starting to see that I'm bleeding out Jesus here now is they're getting on the call and they're like, hey, all right. Guys, I purposely don't talk a ton about God and Jesus and what the good Lord's doing. And that's just because there's a lot of people that we could bring to God if
He wants to sneak them in.
Sneak them in the back door to heaven. You're welcome.
No, not the back door to heaven.
No,
that'll be the front door. But sneak them in, and then they'll be like, what's so different about you guys? And then Jesus obviously is the reason. But so you're not outward about it because you don't want to turn anybody off that doesn't follow Jesus. But then when they get in, equal opportunity for everybody. Equal opportunity.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I have noticed that you've been talking more about the J-Man.
Yeah. I'm liking it.
Which is super cool.
I'm liking it. I recently, guys,
spiritual leader.
Side note, we prayed all night one night recently, and we just decided I have to give glory. Never given God the glory for releasing me from narcissism, you know? So anyways, all of that to say, you're in the right place. Okay. Emotional safety versus the connections last. Comfort, thank you. And then connection. Okay. Emotional safety. Guys, that is when someone is free to have their emotions. Kind of like the last episode.
No fear. When you're safe, there's no fear.
It means you don't have to worry about saying no. It means that it's okay that you start crying and your partner doesn't try to fix it right now in the moment. They try to probably understand it would be a good first step. Okay? You have the ability to just lose it on your partner now you shouldn't lose on your partner, but you could. Kathryn could get mad at me for something I said I would do that I did not do. Okay? Now, that would be called accountability. If she is free to have all of these feelings, she's got emotional safety. Okay? Emotional comfort. When you start to understand, and I'm interested in your take on this. This is my idea, okay? Mm-hmm. But when you start to understand that when you're there for your partner, you understand in their safety, they have all these emotions coming out. I don't care if it's super loud, super, sad, fucking you got to get rubber boots because it's crying, so whatever. Okay, anxiety, insecurity, whatever. You start to understand and empathize, and bridge the gap. What I mean by that is any disconnection you could have, you can connect, get closer. Right? Everybody talked about emotional connection. We're not there yet. But you can comfort because you understand. So now you push safety and you push it up higher.
So can I jump in?
Yeah.
So the difference between emotional safety and emotional comfort is that safety is the lack of a negative emotion, the lack of fear, the lack of anxiety, the lack of it, which brings you to neutral. Okay? Emotional safety is neutral. It is a free space to express those emotions and there's no fear. Emotional comfort goes one step further. Not only is there a lack of the negative emotion, but now you're comfortable and you can feel happy, you can feel accepted, you can feel some positive emotions because you're comfortable. So emotional safety is baseline normal. Emotional comfort is one extra level where you know that your feelings will be enveloped in love and so will you. That's what I heard.
I love that. That's
beautiful. What I heard.
That's a beautiful summary. And this is where I'm going to rock your world. Okay. Emotional connection is what everybody craves. This is not just a woman thing. I'm so fucking tired of hearing that it's only for women. Men just want sex. I know that sounds crazy from the last episode and now talking about it here. But deep down, there's not one guy that gets in my program that's like just wants to fuck his wife. He misses all of it and it all stems from emotional connection. But here's the thing. If you don't have emotional safety, there's no comfort and connection, at least in your understanding. This is one-sided, by the way. We're understanding their side and creating the comfort, which, by the way, unlocks more safety, okay? And then you connect. Now, this is where it gets cool. So you guys think emotional connection means positive, okay? It means like, oh, if we fuck today because everything went great, all right, I win, Okay, especially the dudes in my program until the mindset flips.
I think he's talking to the men.
Yeah, until the mindset flips, you don't realize. See, emotional connection, you've heard me talk about this before, could be a hard conversation. What if Kathryn and I had to go deeper in that conversation we talked about on the last episode, right? We can connect.
About how I hate all men.
Yeah,
that one?
Yeah, that one. And by the way, I'm glad. Thank you. I love that. So I love my wife. I love you. She hates all men. Yeah. Hi.
You were part of that.
I was at the time. But see, I don't take shit personal because I'm giving her emotional safety and emotional comfort.
That's right. And connection, so I can make that joke and I'm not afraid.
You see? Now this is what you need to know. This is the gold right here. This is the gold right here. Some of you want all of the good emotional connection, all of the happiness, the joy, the laughter, the excitement. How many of you said, I just don't want to fight anymore?
Oh,
right?
Gosh. I've said it so many times.
Been there. So, hold up.
All I wanted was normal, actually.
Yeah. But hold up. How the fuck, after years of pain, trauma, the abuse between you guys, the just really showing that you only care about yourself. That's really the bottom line. That's why you defend yourself, right? This string is just driving me mental today. Oh, it's broken. That's why. I'm just gonna take it off. Oh, careful. She's gonna get the idea to take a lot of stuff off. All right.
She's not. We talked about this. Today's not one of those days.
See, we're laughing, and some of you guys get rejected.
Emotional.
You're like, how could you say that on my podcast? You
connection.
Emotional connection.
5 years ago, I couldn't have said that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that was the reaction.
Yeah, because there's no emotional safety. I didn't understand what she's going through. Today, she's not feeling very well, okay? And then I break the emotional connection. Or today, in today's time, it doesn't have to be hard. What you guys don't understand, the key that I'm giving you today is this, and I want to hear your take. If you can understand that the good comes from the bad, just like the respect comes from the disrespect, the good conversations, ping, 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 nobody cares who's interrupting who, you're just laughing, you're talking. It all comes and it's earned from the shitty conversations, the hard ones, the lust that comes from the emotional connection. Mm-hmm. You guys, everything that you want comes from the emotional connection, and it's all earned in the thing that you don't want. How cool is that?
Yeah, that is cool. And it's true. So it's earned because you're trying to because you guys are, okay, I have a lot of things going on in my life. So when you first get together, it is emotionally safe, it's emotionally comfortable, and you are emotionally connected at a very shallow level because nothing's happened yet.
Correct.
So you're earning all of it by all the experiences that you go through. And when you go through something hard, you get to build something incredible. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
And I think that when you can recognize that, and it's really hard when you're in the position that you guys are in. Like when I talked to the women that I talked to this week about how their men were fucking acting about sex, it's really hard to be intentional about sex and get your head in the right place. It's really hard. I actually talked to them about gratitude and empathy and compassion in the moments that you feel like your husband doesn't deserve it. But here's the cool thing. You need to stop looking at your husband as just your husband and start looking at him like a child of God and a soul that maybe potentially needs to be a little more saved, okay? And when you can look at your husband through God's eyes and see that he's a hurting person, the reason he's hurting you, you know that it goes way back, hurt people, that's true. But if you can look at your husband that way and say, I'm gonna show him empathy, the way that I would say it to my women is, can you imagine how it must suck to be as crazy as my husband is right now? They always laugh. But when you can look at him as and your wife too, as a crazy person and empathize with how fucking nuts they are, it must suck to feel that way. Don't jump on the crazy train with them. Empathize with them. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down?
Comfort, that's the comfort part.
Empathize, be grateful, because when you can do that, I compared it to the saying, catch them being good when you're talking about your toddlers. And I don't mean to say that your husband's a toddler, but when you're dysregulated, you're all
you
toddlers.
all act like toddlers.
Okay,
Yeah,
catch them being good. I call it in my program, look at them through rose-colored glasses, which I did not make up. I just applied it to my program. When you start seeing all the good things, what can you be thankful for? What can you empathize with him for? Even if it's how crazy he is, empathize with that. And when you can do that, your mindset will shift, your heart posture will shift.
You'll influence your partner.
Yes, and you'll actually be able to have sex that's not job sex, because no matter what, your husband, if in the situations that we've been given, your husband is still going to want it. So whether it's job sex or not, you're still going to end up doing it. Would you rather do it and hate him, or would you rather get your heart posture in the right position and actually, I'm not going to say like it because that's not what happens at first, but tolerate it and then like it and then connect and then love him and then love sex again? Wouldn't you rather follow that trajectory than to just be like, I just want to shut my husband up and manage his emotions.
Yeah, I describe it like this all the time. Like, stop trying to climb out of the hole. Ground level is neutral, baseline. You've heard me talk about this, right?
Emotional safety is baseline.
Get to the top of the mountain and invite your partner in. You can't do that if you're not grateful. Just one, for example, that Kathryn just said.
One simple thing that we teach.
And I want to say this. If you want to lead your partner there, you want to inspire them with this view from heaven at the top of that mountain, like, and you say it's hard, my partner does, you don't understand, my husband, my wife, listen, you fucking hypocrite. Like, you're learning from us. Like, all the things that we describe, we've been through. Everything. I think there's like one type of content that is not our story for our marriage that we put out, and that is affairs, because we didn't betray each other with that. Mm-hmm. Okay? But we recognize
everything else we've gone through, man.
Yeah, but we've both been cheated on. Okay? Mm-hmm. We both understand it. We both work with people that you guys are what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? So like, we can speak to it. Mm-hmm. Okay? But otherwise, every single thing that we talk, like when guys are watching my content, this guy's such a simp, pussy, blah, blah, blah. No, literally, you want the emotional connection too, dude, and this is my story. Why are you getting triggered? Mm-hmm. Start there, fucker. Like, I mean, I don't say that, but if you're listening and you've done that, you know what I'm saying now. Mm-hmm. Okay? All right, guys, let's get real. Let's get raw. Let's get super uncensored about your life in person in the masterclass here in New Braunfels, Texas, November 22nd, morrowmarriage.com/masterclass. Masterclass.
No,
all right.
I'll be the only one calling him that. Thank you very much. morrowmarriage.com/masterclass. We'll see you on November 22nd.
Can't wait, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.